Hello everyone, my name is Heather and welcome to the channel Bookables. Today I'm here to talk about my most anticipated summer releases. As you guys know, I do these seasonally as well as the beginning of the year. I kind of do an overarching list, but of course I always miss some. Things get announced, things like that. So that's why I do them seasonally. I've done a spring one and now here we are at the summer one. And I have to say, after researching, like looking what books come out this summer, there's a lot this summer that I'm very excited about. Hopefully I can read them all. I always say that, but I never do. So I'm talking about today are going to be released in June, July, and August, aka the summer months here. So there's a lot of them. Let's get into it. As always, I will probably butcher the descriptions and forget some. Let's do it. First up, we have one that is being re-released in paperback, and that is The Match by Sarah Adams. Like I said, this was previously written by her before she got picked up. I have my handy dandy laptop right here so I can consult, and it says it's about Evie Jones dedicated her life and very limited funds to working for a company for Southern Service Paws, the company that matched her with the love of her life, Charlie. A service dog trained to assist her with her epilepsy. The company is not doing so well, and it's up to her and her longtime mentor and boss to throw the fundraiser of the century to keep the doors open. And then she meets this guy named Jacob, and he has a 10-year-old daughter, and his 10-year-old daughter was recently diagnosed with epilepsy. Basically, it says, as Evie spends more time with Jacob and helps Sam find her perfect match with a lovable golden retriever named Daisy, she starts looking for something she never had before, a loving family. For Jacob, falling in love with Evie is the last thing he should be doing, but love has a way of finding those who need it most. So if you don't know, Sarah Adams writes very clean romances. They're just ooey gooey ones. Are they like really super deep and stuff? No, but they're freaking cute. So that's why I'm putting this on here. I've read 3 of her books. Have I read 3? I've read 4 of her books and I enjoy them, so I will definitely be reading this. And coming out on June 11th is The Rom-Commers by Catherine Center. I have read a few of her books before and enjoyed them. Is exactly what it says. It's rom-com. This one is about a character named Emma who desperately longs to be a screenwriter, and she spends her life like writing romantic comedies. That's what she loves. Girls saying. It's a chance to rewrite a script for famous screenwriter Charlie. Basically, it's like her hero as the screenwriter. So she is so excited. She gets to go to LA for 6 weeks to like help him write. And she's like, this is amazing. But of course, when they meet, it is not the best meeting. And it says, worse, the romantic comedy he's written is so terrible it might actually bring on the apocalypse. He thinks that love is like an emotional Ponzi scheme. So you can clearly see where this is going. She's going to prove to him that rom-com is love is real, and he's the cynic. So, you know, it sounds cute. I didn't love her last release really, so I'm interested to see how this one's going to go. Then we have a new Allie Hazelwood book. The girl's killing it this year, and I'm happy about it because I loved Blood. This one is called Not So in Love, and this one comes out on June 11th. And I think this is I'm part of her STEMinist series where she writes women in STEM, which is great. I will say they make me feel stupid because I do not know anything about science, nor do I really desire to, but you know what I'm saying. So this one is about a character named Rue, who she is a biotech engineer. I think then it has Eli. I don't know about this. Torn between loyalty and undeniable attraction, Rue and Eli throw caution at the lab and boardroom windows. Their affair is a secret, no strings attached, and has built-in deadline. The day one of their companies will prevail. Oh, so they're kind of like enemies. But the heart is risky business, one that plays for keeps. I love Allie Hazelwood books. I'm so excited to read another one by her. Then on June 18th, we have a new Riley Sager book, Middle of the Night. I have read all of his books. He is one of my favorite thriller authors. I didn't love his last release. I will always say Home Before Dark is my favorite by him. It says, one night, 10-year-old Ethan and his best friend and neighbor Billy fell asleep in a tent set up in their lawn in a quaint New Jersey cul-de-sac. In the morning, Ethan woke up alone. During the night, someone had sliced the tent open with a knife and taken Billy, and he was never seen again. So every parent's worst nightmare. And now it says 30 years later, Ethan has reluctantly returned to his childhood home, and he's plagued by bad dreams and insomnia, and he starts to notice some strange things that are happening in the middle of the night. Will this be paranormal? Will this not? Will he figure out what happened to Billy? I don't know. I'll let you know when I read it. I'm excited for it. Speaking of thrillers, we have a new one by Lucy Foley, The Midnight Feast. Lucy Foley has only written one book that I've really loved, and that is The Guest List. The other ones I've read, I haven't really liked, so we'll see. This one is it's the opening night of the manor, and no expense, small or large, has been spared. The infinity pool sparkles, crystal pouches for guest healing have been placed in the seaside cottages, and blah blah blah. Everyone is wearing linen. Sounds like something I would not be involved in because it's not my style. But yet, just outside the manor's immaculately kept grounds, an ancient forest bristles with secrets. The local community resents what they see as the manor's intrusion to the local woods and attempts to privatize the beach. Ooh. On Sunday morning of the opening weekend, the local police are called. There's been a fire. A body's been discovered. Something's not right with the guest. What happened on the grounds of the manor the past 36 hours, and who or what is the cause? This one sounds very much like the guest list, where it's kind of like an Agatha Christie-esque, like you don't know who died and you don't know who done it. It's a great one. So hopefully I'll like this one. I'm skeptical though. Then we have Ashley Poston's newest book coming out, and that is a novel love story coming out on June 25th. And this is about Eileen, who loves to get lost in a happily ever after. But it says when her car unexpectedly breaks down on the way, I think she's going somewhere. She's going to her annual book club retreat. She finds herself stranded in a quaint town that feels like it's right out of a novel. Because it is. It's very like Once Upon a Time. Or is that the show? Yeah. This place can't be real, and yet she's here. Then Ellerton, the town of her favorite romance series, where the candy store Honey Taffy is always sweet, the local bar's burgers are always a little burnt, and the rain always comes in the afternoon. It feels like home. It's perfect and perfectly frozen, trapped in the late author's unfinished story. Elsie is sure that's why she must be here, to help bring the town to its storybook ending. I love Ashley Poston's book. They're always romantic with kind of a whimsical, like, fantasy element, and I adore them. Then we have Love Letters to a Serial Killer, that's right, I said it, by Tasha Corell, coming out on June 25th. And this is an aimless young woman starts writing to an accused serial killer while he waits a trial, and then once he's acquitted, decides to move in with him and take the investigation into her own hands in this dark and irresistibly compelling debut thriller. Like, what, girl? Like, why? Why? So many questions. Number one, why? That's the only question. Why would you want to do this? That's all I'm going to read to you because that's all I want to know, because why? Moving on to July, we have Windy City by Liz Tomford coming out July 4th. This is I think it's the 4th book in the Windy City series. This one follows the brother of the main character in the 3rd book, and this one is about, I think, Isaiah and Madison. That's all I'll tell you about it. It's a baseball romance. He's a baseball player. She's like the team's physical therapist. He's been pining for her. She has been getting over a very tumultuous breakup. So there you go. We have a new Tessa Bailey book, The Au Pair. Is that how you say it? The Au Pair Affair by Tessa Bailey, of course, coming out on July 16th. This is kind of her companion novel to Fangirl Down, which I have been loving Tessa Bailey books lately, but I do read them because, I'll be honest, they're great palate cleansers, okay? They're steamy, fun. That's all. No, this one's a hockey romance, and it's about the main character's best friend in Fangirl Down. Her name's Tallulah, and basically she becomes a nanny for this single hockey player's dad. Or no, I'm sorry. She becomes a nanny to the single hockey player's daughter, and it kind of goes from there. That's all you need to know, I personally think. Then we have Business Casual by B.K. Borison coming out July 16th. This is the book in the Love Light Farm series. It's an independently published book. No, it got picked up by Berkeley, I think. This one is about the brother of the main This is so hard with romance series because you're always like, it's about the brother, it's about the sister, it's about the best friend in the 3rd, in the 2nd, in the 1st book. And you're like, what? Basically, I'll just tell you, it's about Nova and Charlie. Charlie is the brother of the main character in the 1st book. I don't know much about it. It says that they have one night, no strings. They'll kick their uncomfortable attraction to the curb and return their respective responsibilities. But their explosive night together scatters their expectation like fallen leaves. Then we have Not Another Love Story by Julie Soto coming out July 16th. I still need to read her 1st book, Forget Me Not. Sorry. This one, all I know, 2 string players fight for their attraction for each other as they compete for center stage in the spicy and emotional romance. Sounds super cute. I love the cover. String players, yes. And we have The Lost Story by Meg Schaefer, also coming out on July 16th. My favorite book from last year was her book, The Wishing Game. Love that book so much. Very whimsical. It was very Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. This one's inspired by the Chronicles of Narnia. And it says in this wondrous, wild and wondrous novel is a fairy tale for grown-ups who still knock on the back of wardrobes just in case. And that's all I want to know about it. I don't want to know any more description about it. I want to go into it just knowing that it's kind of like the wine, witch in the wardrobe, you know? That's going to be amazing, and I'm so excited for it. And we have a new Sherry LePena book coming out on July 30th, What Have You Done? I have read a lot of her books. They're thrillers. Some of them I've liked. Majority of them I haven't. This one says, the teenagers get their kicks telling ghost stories in the old graveyard. The parents must trust their kids will arrive home safe from school. Everyone knows everyone. Curtains rarely twitch. Front doors are left unlocked. But this morning, all of that will change. Sorry, that's my daughter. You can guess what happens. Her books are just... So whether or not I'll read this one, we'll just have to wait and see. I think it's great for fast summer thrillers in my opinion, but they're nothing really that is memorable. But moving into August, we have The Chamber by Will Dean coming out August 6th. One of my favorite thrillers from last year was the last one by Will Dean. It was phenomenal. It's best to go into it blind. I freaking loved it. So I am so excited to read this one. It says, and then there were none meets The Last Breath and this tense and suspenseful locked room thriller that takes place inside a hyperbaric chamber. Like what? Six experienced saturated divers are locked inside a hyperbaric chamber. Common professional. Then one of them is found dead in his bunk. Like, like this is going to be horrible to read because it sounds claustrophobic. Swimming, just all of my nightmares, all of them. But man, if it's Will Dean, I think it's going to be freaking amazing, and I'm excited about it. Then we have The Breakup Pact by Emma Lord. She usually writes YA contemporary, so I'm excited to see how she's going to do adult romance. This one comes out August 13th. And it says June and Levi were best friends as teenagers until the day they weren't. And now they've grown up, and says 2 viral breakups, 1 fake relationship, 5 sparkling, heart-pounding dates. June and Levi can definitely pull this off without their hearts getting involved, right? Okay. I don't know if I've ever read a fake dating book where it didn't end in real relationships, but you know what? I'll keep reading it because I keep enjoying them. The last book we have is Heavy Hitter by Katie Cotugno, coming out August 20th. Again, she writes predominantly YA romance, and she did write an adult romance last year, I think, or maybe it was the year before. I think it was Birds of California or something. Did not enjoy it, but this one's baseball, and I love baseball. So if there's a baseball romance, I'll freaking read it. Because I love baseball. Go Braves. So it says it's a thrilling take on the celebrity athlete story. I think it's about like Taylor and Travis, Jennifer and A-Rod, Marilyn and Joe. When a professional athlete and megawatt star fall in love, the world is obsessed. So I'm guessing it's about a baseball player and a famous singer or actress. That's all I need to know. Sounds like it's gonna be great. Is it gonna rock my world? Probably not. But you know what? Summertime is the really one season where I'm just like, I'm just going to read some romances, maybe some thrillers. I guess it's like all year really, but summertime is really when I get a lot of reading done because the weather's so nice outside that I can bust through some books. So let's hope it's the case for this summer as well. If I've missed any books, which I'm sure I have, please let me know down in the comments. Which book releases are you looking most forward to coming out this summer? I would love to know because I missed some. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.